What's up to all my people, and welcome to Stoniecast number 116 and season 4, episode 14 of Thoughts and Hunches, making money in bunches and sucker punches. It's your boy Stony coming back at you for the 116th time. And I'm battling a cold. So if I don't sound right, deal with it. Just the way it is. I'm dealing with it and I'm going to get through it. But first off, I would like to welcome all of my fellow lowlifes, shady characters, hoodlums, scumbags, anybody named Phil Mickelson, altar boys with unhealthy relationships with their priests, hustlers, cheats, foul-mouthed raging alcoholics, friends and family of the gooch, fienders with abusive language, degenerates, all of you guys. Let's face it, anybody with a massive gambling problem. If you're new to the show, that means you probably fit into one or a few of those categories, crews. So welcome, because you're one of us. You're one of us. One of us. One of us. Gooba gobba, one of us. We accepted one of... sometimes you just got to go there. I want to know who gets the reference. Leave it in the comments section if you know the reference. One of us. Hey, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down here in the lower right-hand corner. That way you get notified every time I put out a new video. To spread the word's also very easy. Just tell other scumbags, to go to YouTube and enter Thoughts and Hunches or Stoney's Winners in the search bar. That'll take you to my page, and that way you can get dialed into every single thing that I give you. Also, if you're new and you don't know what's with this channel, it's college and pro football winners, MLB winners, and college basketball winners. I give you my picks to get you to the window with a ticket to cash. The books don't expect a guy like me to deliver this many winners consistently. I'm an outlier and a disruptor. I'm like the Beastie Boys. Step into the party, disrupt the whole scene. That's what I do. Before I get to the picks, as usual, I have some thoughts and some programming notes. In 2021, Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, bought into the lie that Joe Biden and Stacey Abrams were spreading about the new voting law passed in the state of Georgia and calling it racist. So he pulled the MLB All-Star Game and moved it from Atlanta to Denver. Now, that law was designed to strengthen the security of voting, and it worked. It did. For all the noise from Biden and Abrams, Georgia's voting numbers had no issues and an increased turnout by minority voters. Because of the lies that Manfred bought into and moving the All-Star Game out of Atlanta, it was announced last week that it is now going back to Atlanta in 2025, which Atlanta never should have lost to begin with. Biden is Biden. We all know what we get with him, right? Senility. And Abrams, a true moron, is not in politics anymore after losing 2 elections in Georgia. Now, I'm in the minority here where I actually like Rob Manfred, but this is a big blunder that he needs to address. Someone from the mainstream media needs to ask him directly about this and make him answer for kowtowing to the mob, which facts have proven were wrong. About moving the All-Star Game and now bringing it back? Come on. The law is still in effect. If it was racist in 2021, wouldn't it still be racist now? And how come nobody in the media wants to talk about this? It's just ridiculous. It drives me nuts. Topic number 2 is regarding page views on YouTube. Okay? I've never looked at my page views, and I normally don't care whether anybody's watching or everybody's watching. But weird things are happening. Case in point, I log in every day to post my college hoops picks in the comments section of my most recent video. Here's what I saw. Saturday night, I had 174 page views when I went to sleep. When I woke up Sunday morning, it was 125. Really? Monday morning, it was 64. And yesterday, it was 15. I tried to find out information on page views on YouTube, and I was more confused than I was before. They break it down and spread it all around, and by the time you read about it, the point gets lost. They talk about algorithms and bots and computer programs, and none of this shit makes sense. What I don't understand is how I can possibly lose 150 page views in 3 days. Whether or not 174 people watched my video in 4 days is irrelevant. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I am willing. Hold on. Yeah, these guys are killing me. Hey, Cubano, you're calling me. I'm right in the middle of my podcast. Sorry, dude. I got to call you back later. It's just, don't understand any of this, right? How could it go all the way down to 15, right? Whether or not 174 people actually watched my video, I don't really know. But 15? Now, I know I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm willing to bet all my winnings this season on the fact that more than 15 people watched my freaking video last week. I'm no longer even looking at page views now when I enter my daily hoops picks in the comment section because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Sorry for the language, the abusive language, but I had to. Sometimes you can't help yourself. Next up is our boy Stanford Steve Kovlin of ESPN College Game Day fame, who went 2-2 last week to raise his season record to 20-30-2. Good for a crowd-pleasing 40% on the season. For the second straight week, he went 2-2, and that astonishingly raised his season average. Pathetic. Finally, line movements are a real thing. Now, let me explain. I give you my picks for the weekend on the lines that I get on Tuesday to be broadcast on Wednesday. A lot can and does happen between Tuesday and Sunday. While I'm not going to complain about my selections last week, I do have to add that at least 3 NFL games had more than 2-point swings from Tuesday to Sunday, so I switched my picks. For proof, I'm in 4 separate pick'em leagues, and I finished the week 9-5 in those leagues, but I had to settle for 7-7 here on the picks I gave you for the week. I'm going to keep those picks, right, as part of my average, but keep in mind that if you see severe line movements, basically anything more than 1.5 points from what I'm giving you, reach out to me and I'll tell you who I like on the adjusted line. Now, as for the week that was, college football had not been going well for me for the last few weeks, but last week I turned a corner. While I struggled to 3-5 from Tuesday to Friday, I delivered 16-9 on Saturday, giving me 19-14 on the week, which I'll gladly take. College hoops were a lot less chaotic and a lot more profitable last week as I kept delivering daily picks to the tune of 41 wins, 28 losses, and 1 tie to basically win the week. NFL was clearly not as good as my last month, in which I was delivering 75% winners, all documented, by the way. But after going 7-7 this past week, the numbers will drop a little bit, but still ridiculously high for the season. And yes, that was my 10th straight winning week. Here are the numbers. Last week, 67 wins, 49 losses, 1 tie. 57.76%. Solid all the way around. NCAA football on the season, 210 wins, 156 losses, 3 ties, 57.39%. Still very good. NFL on the season, 105-61 with 2 ties, 63.25%, and all that's after a 7-7 week. NCAA hoops, 96 wins, 72 losses, 1 push, 57.14%, took a 2% jump after a great week. So overall, every pick that I've given you in all 13 weeks so far, 466 wins, 325 losses, 7 pushes. That's 58.91%, just below the overall goal of 59%. You're welcome. I mean, just remember that all these picks are 100% free. So for all those touts that give you 75 to 80% winners, come on. First of all, we all know you're all full of shit. Plus, you're charging for these picks. With me, just come to YouTube every week and I'll drop my plays on you for free. You can also follow me on X at Stony Woods. Yesterday, we got the week started with college football and hoops and wound up 2-0 in football, which is great. But I really got my ass handed to me in hoops with a disappointing 2-5 to start the week, thanks to Cruzy the Mush. Don't fret, though. Plenty more action on the board today. And as I'm watching Tennessee versus Kansas right now in the Maui Invitational, Kansas leads by 4 with 10 left. Good game, actually, going on right here, and I've got Kansas. The picks I gave you this morning are currently 1 and 2. So those were the 8 that I gave you for the early starts, and then now I'm going to give you the other ones. Anyway, tonight it's only about college hoops because there's actually no football being played tonight in college or the NFL. So let's get going. 6 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. I'm going to take Southern Illinois minus 4.5 over New Mexico State. I like what the Aggies are doing. I just like the Salukis a little more. 6 Eastern on FS1. Give me Virginia minus 9.5 over West Virginia. Despite the fact that Virginia got their asses kicked yesterday, costing me. 7 Eastern, I like Georgia Tech plus 10.5 over Cincinnati. Bearcats win, Jackets cover. 7 Eastern on ESPN2, I'm on Oregon State plus 16.5 against Baylor. 7:30 Eastern, give me Arkansas minus 6.5 over Stanford. 8:30 Eastern on FS1 on Wisconsin here, I'm all over them. Minus 7 and a hook over SMU. 9:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Give me Pitt plus 5.5 over Florida. That has to be the play. And midnight Eastern in Hawaii on ESPN2. The Gonzaga-UCLA rivalry adds yet another chapter. Give me the Bruins plus 4.5. That's 8 more picks to go along with the 8 I gave you this morning. This feast week is actually that. Games going all day and all night. Tomorrow on Thanksgiving, hoops begin at noon Eastern, so I'll have picks in the comments section. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day, we got games that go from morning to night. So let's get started with the NFL. 12:30 Eastern in the Motor City. The Lions are 7.5-point favorites over the Packers. The Lions are the class of the NFC North, and Green Bay is just a mess. Yes, they looked good last week in their win over the Chargers, but it's the Chargers. Now they're in day 12 on Thanksgiving where the Lions will roll easily. Come on, let's face it. Give me Detroit, lay the number. 4:30 Eastern in Arlington. The Cowboys are 11. Yeah, there's no hook there. The Cowboys are 11-point favorites over the Commando Skins. I told you last week that all of Dallas's wins have come against teams with losing records, and most have been blowouts. Give me the boys to light them up here at home, minus 11. The nightcap in the NFL is at 8:20 Eastern on NBC in the Pacific Northwest, as the 49ers are 6.5-point favorites over the Seahawks. It's hard to bet against San Fran the way they've always been playing since they got healthy, but Seattle is a reverse turf home underdog, which went 1-0 last week and is now 15-8 on the season and has won the last 5. It was 10-8 at one point. The reverse turf home dogs are now 15-8, well into the 60 percentile. Niners win, but Hawks cover. Seattle plus 6.5. In college football, we have the one traditional game on Thanksgiving evening as the 117th Battle for the Golden Egg takes place in Starkville on ESPN as Mississippi's a 10-point road favorite over Mississippi State. 13th ranked Ole Miss is 9-2, while 5-6 State needs a win here to become bowl eligible. Yeah, it's a big number, but Hail State doesn't have the weapons to keep up with the Rebels. Hotty toddy, minus 10.5. Let's get to Black Friday, where there are a whole slew of ball games, and the NCAA action starts at noon Eastern, Chestnut Hill on ABC, as Miami comes in as 9-point road favorites over Boston College. Both teams are 6-5, which is sad for the Canes after a 4-0 start against a couple of junior colleges that gave Canes fans their usual false sense of hope until reality usually sets in, which is now. This is the reality. This is who you are. 6-5 and irrelevant for the last 20 years. Canes win, Eagles cover. Give me BC plus the points. Noon Eastern on CBS in Lincoln. Nebraska's a short 2.5-point home favorite over Iowa. I've hit the Iowa under for 3 straight weeks, and this week's total is listed at 27, which I just can't do. Sorry. My balls are big, but they ain't that fucking big. Give me Iowa plus 2.5 on the road. Noon Eastern on Big Fox in Norman. Oklahoma's a 10.5-point home chalk over TCU. While the Horned Frogs played well in last week's win over Baylor, which snapped the 3-game losing streak, Oklahoma has the horses here. Give me the Sooners and lay the double digits. 3:30 Eastern on ABC in the Big Easy. Tulane is 3-point home favorites over Texas San Antonio. The Roadrunners have been solid at 8-3, but the Green Wave are too talented and too deep. Give me Tulane here, -3. 3:30 Eastern, we get a Black Friday in the South game with the 3 Fs. Faith, family, and football. This one goes at 4 Eastern in Fayetteville on CBS on Friday. I love Black Friday. So Fayetteville, CBS, but Missouri comes in as 7.5-point road chalk over Arkansas. Mizzou gets the win, but I'm on the Hogs here, catching 7.5. 7:30 Eastern on NBC at Ford Field in Detroit, not at MSU. Give me Penn State -20.5 on the road over Michigan State, because I always take the Nittany Lions over anybody not named the Wolverines or the Buckeyes. 7:30 Eastern on ABC in Austin, Texas. 12.5-point favorites over Texas Tech. The Horns are clearly the better team, but the Raiders, they always play Texas tough. Give me Texas Tech catching 12 on the road. Give me a second here. It's starting to spray. I can't breathe. My glasses are dirty. Oh, man. Battling through, though. Battling through. You ever heard the term suck it up? Deal with it? That's right. It's what I've been doing. Haven't missed a day of work. Gone to work all, oh, aren't you going to get everybody sick? No, I don't deal with people at work. I stay away from people at work. Anyway, 8:30 Eastern on Big Fox in Eugene. The 123rd edition of the Civil War goes off with Oregon, a 14-point home favorite over Oregon State, and what amounts to Friday's late night get-right or degenerate special. Yes, I call it the Civil War. Here's my question. If nobody can even say the term Civil War, how are teachers supposed to teach students about it? Yeah, I thought so. Give me Oregon, who I believe, along with Michigan, is one of the 2 best teams in the nation in the Civil War. Purdue and Marquette's coming up. That's next. This Maui Invitational has really been something else. Oof. There's your 8 college football picks for Black Friday. But this year, for the first time ever, we've got NFL action on Black Friday. Starts at 3 Eastern in Snoopyville in New Jersey on Amazon, where the Dolphins come in as 10-point road favorites over the Jets. Miami's offense stalled. It was stalled last week at home by the Raiders on Sunday. And now they face a much better defense in the AFC team from New Jersey. The Jets still can't score with an anemic offense, and now they're down to their 3rd-string quarterback. So I'll take the Dolphins in the cold weather where they usually play poorly. Fins -10. NCAA football Saturday. It starts at noon Eastern, and why not go with the game of the year, because that's exactly what this is, that has all sorts of playoff implications in Ann Arbor on Big Fox, as 3rd-ranked Michigan is a 3.5-point home favorite over number 2 Ohio State. I mean, this is the game. The Jim Harbaugh drama notwithstanding, Michigan almost blew a huge lead last week, costing me, in College Park, while Ohio State cruised at home over Minnesota. I see Michigan as an angry football team that will impose their will on the Buckeyes. Ohio State is loaded and probably deserves to be in the they probably deserve to be in the CFP if there are only 2 unbeaten teams. But I'm going to roll with UM here at home. Have to. Don't have a choice. Noon Eastern on ESPN in the Bayou. I'm on Texas A&M here, plus 10.5 at LSU because, well, of course I am. LSU? Joke. Noon almost as bad as their women's basketball team. Really? Are you freaking kidding me? Jokes. The coach I'm not even going to go there. That's a whole other topic that I could spend on. Their coach needs to be fired, and the other one needs to get suspended, right? Anyway, okay, let's move on. Noon Eastern on ABC in Louisville. The battle for the Governor's Cup goes as Louisville is a 7-point home favorite over Kentucky. Louisville's having a fantastic season. And they could give Florida State all they can handle in the SEC championship game next week, which I think they will, especially without Florida State's quarterback. Cardinals get the win. UK gets the cover, though. Noon Eastern on FS1 at the Bounce House down in Orlando. I'm going to roll with Houston here, catching 13.5 on the road over Central Florida. 2 p.m. Eastern in upstate New York on the CW network. I like Syracuse at home, laying 2 and a chunk over Wake Forest in a battle of two teams that are struggling. 3 p.m. Eastern in America's Playground on Mountain West, on Mountain West Network. UNLV's one of the hottest teams going right now. So I'm going to take the Rebels at home as 3.5-point home chalk over a very good San Jose State team. 3 Eastern in Salt Lake Stony on Pac-12 Network. I just can't, in good faith, take Colorado's train wreck right now. So give me Utah at home and lay the lumber. 21.5 of them. I don't give a shit. Lay them anyway. 3:30 Eastern on the ACC Network in Charlottesville. I like Virginia Tech as 2.5-point road favorites over Virginia in the Battle of the Commonwealth Cup. 3:30 Eastern on Big Ten Network in Piscataway. I'm on Rutgers here at home, plus 1.5 over Maryland. 3:30 Eastern on ESPN in Tempe. The Territorial Cup takes place. I've been to 2 Territorial Cups. Arizona's a 10.5-point road favorite over Arizona State. Zona's red hot, and they're cruising right now, while State can't get anything going, all thanks to Herm Edwards. Give me the Wildcats, lay the 10.5. Kansas is opening the lead. It's now at 10 with 4 left. Tennessee's lost their way. Rick Barnes is furious. Yeah, sorry. It's just, when you got Kansas and you laid the points, feel kind of good about it. 3:30 Eastern on, speaking of Tennessee, 3:30 Eastern on SEC Network on Rocky Top. Tennessee is a 26.5-point road favorite over hapless Vanderbilt. UT won this game 55-0 last year right here in Music City. Yeah, they're 2 different teams, but this is the Vols' chance to get right after a rough stretch over the last 3 weeks. Give me the Vols minus 26.5. The Iron Bowl is one of the great rivalries in all of college football, and it goes at 3:30 Eastern on the Plains on CBS in Auburn with Alabama as a 14.5-point road favorite. Excuse me. Told you, fighting through. Bama's red hot, and Auburn suffered an absolutely soul-swallowing, humiliating loss to New Mexico State last week. So Bama's the play, right? Wrong. This has the makings of a trap, so I'll take the Tigers in the points. Bama still wins, though. 4 Eastern in Seattle on Big Fox. Washington's a 16.5-point favorite over Washington State in the 115th Apple Cup. UW is playing for the last Pac-12 title and a shot in the college football playoff. They'll win here, but Wazoo has enough to make the Huskies sweat, so I'll take the Cougs in the points. 7 Eastern in Palo Alto on Pac-12 Network. I like Stanford here to backdoor Notre Dame, so I'll roll with the Cardinal catching 25.5 at home. 7 Eastern on ESPN at the Swamp in Gainesville. Florida State's a 6.5-point road favorite over Florida. With Jordan Travis out, everyone has written off FSU, but not me. Give me the Noles, minus 6.5. 7:30 Eastern on ABC in Hotlanta. One of the best names of all rivalries, which is clean, old-fashioned hate. Top-ranked Georgia's a 23.5-point road favorite over Georgia Tech. UGA's cruising right now, and this one will get ugly early. Dogs minus 23.5. Clean, old-fashioned hate. Love it. 7:30 Eastern in Columbia on SEC Network. Clemson's a 7-point favorite over South Carolina in the 120th Palmetto Bowl. Clemson's playing better, but I still like USC here to keep it close, possibly even through the back door. Gamecocks plus 7.5. 8 Eastern on ACC Network in Raleigh. I'm on North Carolina State here, plus 2.5 at home over North Carolina. 8 Eastern in the Little Apple of Manhattan on Big Fox. I like Kansas State minus 10 at home over Iowa State. 10:30 Eastern. Just listen to the music. The Hawaiian music. and Dave Pash. Whatever. What are you going to do? 10:30 Eastern on ESPN under the San Gabriel Mountains at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. UCLA's defense is too much for Cal, so I'll take the Bruins minus 9.5 at home. 10:30 Eastern on FS1 in San Diego. I'm on Fresno State to bounce back from a disappointing loss last week to take out San Diego State. Bulldogs minus 5.5. And finally, the Degenerate Special, or the late night get right, which I hit again last week for the fourth straight week, and now sit at 7-5 on the season. I'll take Hawaii here at home in Stony Lulu, plus 5.5 against Colorado State. 22 college football games on Saturday, 8 on Friday, 3 more from yesterday until tomorrow. That's 33 college football plays, right? And this is the last week of the regular season for college football. Next week is conference championship week. Then bowl season starts. So, just prepare. This is the last week where everything goes crazy in college football. We're going to start going crazy in college basketball soon. You'll hear about that in a minute. There is NFL. Yeah, why not? NFL Sunday Week 12 starts at 1 Eastern in Hotlanta, where the Saints come in as 1-point favorites on the road over the Falcons. Neither team's very good, but I like the Falcons at home a whole lot more than when they're on the road. Hot town, plus 1. 1 Eastern in the Queen City. The Steelers come to town as 1-point road favorites over the Bengals, who we don't know what to make of without Joe Burrow for the season. I mean, come on. Jake Browning, capable backup, with very little reps. The Steelers are on the road after firing their OC, and since he's a reverse turf home dog, give me the Bengals, plus 1.5. 1 Eastern right here in Music City. The 3-7 Titans are 3.5-point home favorites over the 1-9 Panthers in a battle of two teams that could easily be looking for a new head coach in a month. Tennessee can't win on the road. It's a good thing they're at home. Titans minus 3.5. 1 Eastern in Indianapolis. The Colts 2.5-point home chalk over the Bucks. Neither team's very good, but neither team's very bad either. The Bucks are worse. Give me the Colts at home. 1 Eastern at Snoopyville in New Jersey. The Patriots are 3-point favorites over the Giants. 2-8 versus 3-8. Remember when the Patriots and Giants met in 2 Super Bowls? Now they're 2-8 and 3-8. Welcome to the modern NFL. 2 bad freaking football teams. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but I like New England on the road. Please don't throw that back in my face. 1 Eastern in H-Town as Purdue and Marquette are loosening up there in the hallways. That's funny. 1 Eastern in H-Town. The Jags are 1.5-point road favorites over the Texans. Jacksonville's much better, right? Trevor Lawrence is much better than C.J. Stroud, right? In the words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Houston's a reverse turf home dog. Give me the Texans here on the money line. 4 Eastern in the Mile High City. The Broncos are 2.5-point home favorites over the Broncos. Broncos favorite over the Browns. While I'm still not sold on the Russell Wilson, Sean Payton bullshit, I'm not sold on Cleveland either, despite their 7-3 record. Got to take someone, right? Give me Denver, minus 2.5 at home. 4 Eastern in Glendale. The Rams are 1-point road dogs over the Cardinals. Road dogs. Cardinals are home. Wait, road favorites. They're not dogs. Rams minus 1 on the road. That's what it is. Yes, I was looking at that backwards. Rams minus 1 over the Cardinals. See, this cold has just got me thinking crazy. But guess what? The reverse turf home dogs just keep coming all weekend. Give me the Cards right here on the money line, plus 1. By the way, another quick little disclaimer. If any of these 1-point reverse turf home dogs aren't dogs by game time, there's a good chance I might change my play, like I did last week with Arizona. Right? That wasn't a dog by game time. 4:25 Eastern in America's Playground. The Chiefs are 9.5-point road favorites over the Raiders. These are the types of games that the Chiefs live for. But there's a problem with their offense that nobody wants to discuss, but everybody can see. The Raiders are a reverse turf home dog, so give me Raider Nation plus 9.5. 4:25 Eastern in Stoniecast. The Eagles are 3.5-point home favorite over the Bills. The Bills have a shot here to get back to relevance, but this is the Eagles, the best team in the NFL. Yeah, I said it. Give me the Eagles at home. Sunday night, 8:20 Eastern on NBC in Inglewood. Always up to no good. The Ravens are 3.5-point road chalk over the Chargers. Not only are the Ravens light years ahead of the Chargers, who are almost certainly going to be looking for a head coach soon, this has trap written all over it. Oh, and by the way, the Chargers are the last reverse turf home dog of the week. Give me San Diego. Yeah, I said San Diego. Plus 3.5. Finally, on Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern in Stoniecast, the Vikings are 3.5-point home favorites over the Bears. The Bears. I don't like either team going forward, but I got to take someone, right? Give me the Bears. Plus the points on the road, especially with that hook attached to the 3. So with a full slate of 32 NFL teams playing this week, that's 16 NFL and 33 college plays to go along with daily college hoops picks. Remember to check back every day for those, all right? Next week will be the last Wednesday video because college football's regular season ends, allowing college basketball to take over on Saturdays. So I'll start doing videos on Fridays. But next week will be the last one on Wednesday. So keep that in mind. Now, lastly, I'd like to personally wish every one of my viewers / fans / haters / friends / degenerates / crews a very happy Thanksgiving with your families. I've always said that Thanksgiving is the perfect time for the other 3 F's: family, food, and fienders. While you're busy stuffing up on all the food, make sure to get those bets in, and I'll meet you at the freaking window. So until next week, make sure to remember that if you want to win big, you got to bet big. You can't go broke taking a profit. Scared money don't make money. For me, the action is the juice. There's money on the streets that can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you. Miss you, Gooch.